Samtastic, back with more Guild Wars as we continue on with the Slaver's Exile tutorial. I'm just trying something new here, it's kind of fun. I've turned off the UI and I'm just using my eyeballs to figure out what's going on, so you have to look for spell effects and stuff, see, like that. It's a whole different kind of animal. I'm no longer watching my skill recharge bars. I'm no longer checking the map. In fact, I no longer even know where I'm supposed to go right now. I think it's over here into these trees. Oh, not that guy. That's actually where a monk boss is, and that would be a whole different kind of issue. So, yes. If you were waiting on these videos to go up, I apologize that they're not going up faster, but this is the Diablo 3 stress test open beta weekend, so it's taken a little bit of my time. Last night I was actually planning on doing one or two of these parts and ended up doing neither of them because I was playing Diablo 3 instead. And before that, actually, I was trying to get one of my friends to download it as well, and while he was waiting for it to download, we started playing Modern Warfare 2. So oh, I don't know why, but the C targeting isn't working. Oh, you actually have to click target. C targeting definitely does not work, so this is not Guild Wars 2, that's for sure. Something like that. In any case, we're going to be doing Selvetarm today. I don't know why. I don't know why I read it that way. I like to put the L's in the wrong place, like sliver armor, calling it silver armor, something like that. But it's Selvetarm's dungeon that we're going to be doing today, and it's a relatively linear dungeon, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's an easy dungeon. So I'm just going to sort of show you where the favorable engagements are and how to take them, and that's what we're going to be doing. So I'm sorry if you wanted to skip straight past this part, but you have a mouse. You could just click the little slider bar on the video. I had to take this time anyway. I figured I may as well record it, and it's kind of fun. Getting ready for Guild Wars 2. Yeah, so with Diablo, I know some people that are like, I don't care about Guild Wars 2. It's all about Diablo 3. And don't get me wrong, I played a lot of Diablo, and I played a lot of Diablo 2, and I particularly played a lot of Diablo 2 Nezoromantia's mod, which has become increasingly difficult to find, but is still exceptionally fun to play. But it just doesn't. It doesn't even. I don't think it even comes close to how much time I've spent playing Guild Wars. They're fun games, and I plan on getting Diablo 3 at some point, but right now, it really is all about Guild Wars 2 for me and getting my Hall of Monuments set up. So now that we're in here, I'll go ahead and put my UI back on, because we're going to want it. And this guy's going to go on talking about this, that, and the other, and we don't care. We don't care. There's this friendly wretched wolf right here that will actually become aggro. It will run over in the Nord, beat the crap out of it. It's fun stuff. Good times. Good times. And you're right, I'll say it's not very Norn of you. So tucking down here, this is Selvetarm. See? There we are. Selvetarm's dungeon. The one over here is the Forge Rites. This one, as you probably remember, is Justicar Thomas, and this is Duncan the Black. But it conveniently labels them all for you, so you can see that for your wrong button. See that for yourself, and we're going to go ahead and hop into Selvetarm. No. And very quickly you're going to notice a bunch of spirits just start popping up. And we're just going to take a moment here to kind of clean up. I guess, these guys aren't scattering around as much as I thought. Here we go. Here we go. So, yep. Spirits popping up in very inconvenient places. We can ignore them. They're not important. They will pop up whether or not you want to fight them. Is totally up to you. So the first thing that we're going to do is let that stupid Spirit of Pain die, and we'll be on our happy way. You need to be very, very, very careful right over by this door that's down here. I'll get kind of specific about it, but I think this little channel right here, this narrow pathway, is probably where I've wiped more on this dungeon than any other spot. Is right because of all the enemies that you can accidentally aggro. You want to make sure that you're able to split them all apart, so that you don't have to take them all on at once, because you're going to be dealing with those warders down here just the same as our last event, but not necessarily one at a time. You see, we've got 2 right now, so we're going to rush straight in to kill them. Beautiful. And though there's another warder running free somewhere over here, I think we'll do well to pick off all of these guys. Resurrection Signet. Oh, curse you. And okay, so Zealot Warder. There's the other one right there, and I'm gonna just hit him with Pain Inverter just in case. And I think we are home free right here. So it really helps to your advantage to try to get them to clump up against walls. That's the continuing theme here. And then the rest of them become increasingly easy. And so what are we doing over here? This, if you've done the one where you have to go kill that giant worm, or where you kill Magmus, this is actually borrowed from that dungeon. Right there, you'd be going down that little channel to get to the boss. Recognize it? Recognize it? Funny, huh? So here we are. We're here for the map. Because, I mean, you don't need to come get the map, but I think it simplifies things to just be able to look and see where you've been and see where you need to go. I like getting the map. I don't really see much of a disadvantage. I mean, we had to kill a single group in this case to get to it. And we can ensure that they're not going to accidentally patrol too close and encounter us down here while we're doing this stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and flag all my guys right here. And you want to give them a little bit of... Like, don't set them right up against the wall. You don't want that. You want them to have a little bit of space to spread out. And also weird behaviors can happen if you actually flag enemies inside a wall. They do goofy stuff, so... See, we got all kinds of weird runnings around. And also you want the ritualists, the spirit spammers, to be able to get things around this corner. You want them to be able to hit enemies as far down as possible. And here we are, perfect. We got 3 guys right here on top of this Spirit of Disenchantment, which we want to be careful of. And since we have undead coming down here, we may as well follow suit. The spirits aren't going to be able to do much at this point, but it is only 3 enemies, so we'll just pick them off. Channeling Focus, Summoner, and then once those undead run back up the hill, this is when we switch to our ranged weapon and start pulling guys. See, we want to make sure that I actually went ahead and unflagged my heroes. We want to make sure that no warders are running up there with them, but since we're just getting the undead right now, it's not a big deal. Zombie Brute, Flesh Golem. Who's summoning Flesh Golems? Probably the Zombie Necromancer, if I had to guess. Which is conveniently almost dead. We're going to go ahead and poke our noses in here dangerously. Because we're touching the Spirit of Favorable Winds, which can very, very, very quickly mean that we've got to tuck tail and run. So you've got these damned clerics right here. These clerics are likely going to cause trouble. So that's a problem. We don't want to encounter all of those guys at the same time unless they really clump together well. Let's try it. It looks like we might be in luck. So I'm going to go ahead and rush in. And yeah, we got a lot of enemies clumped in one spot right here, so we got kind of fortunate with that. Wait for that timing, you wait for that advantage. And then there's a zealot. Where's the warder? I know there was a warder over here. And we got a lot of enemies clumped right here, so we're going to take them on. Elias has just fallen, which is an unfortunate turn of events, but again, this isn't a mission, it's just a dungeon, so having deaths isn't the worst thing in the world. This is a really ballsy engagement, as it were. Ooh, gold fiery dragon sword. No, no, I want immediately. Oh, it's ranked, it's requirement 10. That's too bad. I think that's the first time I've ever gotten a gold fiery dragon sword. So I'm excited. Where is the warder? We've got the priest right there, so I'm getting damage on him, but I think this is a failed engagement right here. It looks like it. So, as you can see, bad idea. I'll go ahead and just fall. And though I have all kinds of stuff that I can eat to raise my titles. Oh, that's what we forgot. Beacon of Draknar. My bad. My bad. We want that. We want that, because that will give us a significant advantage. So, there you are. That's a what not to do. That's how to not get a favorable engagement. But I think we may have picked off a few of those. I guess that shows the viability of doing a full frontal assault. I think it would be possible. I would just need to manipulate their movements a little bit better than I did. And in the meantime, I think we cleaned up a lot of we cleaned up a lot of the outsiders, the people that would run along the outside otherwise. I did get a gold fiery dragon sword, which is just kind of neat. We're going to make sure you don't have splinter weapon on. We're just going to pull that guy back. Here we are. Zombie Necromancer, we're going to go ahead and just hit you with Pain Inverter so that you can get softened while we're killing your Zombie Brute. And your Demolisher. And this time, we're going to immediately pull back. Immediately pull back. Switch back to the bow. And go ahead and hit that Spirit of Favorable Winds. See who that pulls. It must have been related to the group that we just killed. So I'll just hit that Marksman. Easy enough. There we are. What's up, buddy? Pulling a much smaller group. Much smaller group than we did previously. Marksman, we're going to leave there. The Demolisher is what we're going to go for while we wait for these guys to catch up. There's a Priest. And we may also need to back out here if we can't kill these guys off quickly enough. We might be able to kill them off quickly enough. No resurrection signets. Oh, curse you. Priest is back up, so make sure you just change your fire back on the Priest. And try to hit 7 when you mean 7 instead of hitting 8 when you mean 7. That's the big lesson there. And yes, this is not a favorable engagement. See how many of them are coming. So we're just going to pull back up the hill. And we're going to pick off these guys. If they have resurrection signets, then they're going to use the resurrection signets. I think this is actually a great spot right here. Because they're all going after those. Oh, Xandra. Poor Xandra. I didn't even notice that he died. And then we've got Talkora might get herself killed trying to resurrect her. But they do get resurrected, but having this corner engagement is good. And unfortunately, Whispers fell there too. We're going to back up. We are going to back up. This is not looking good. Maybe having the Spirit of Disenchantment right there is not good either. I think all of our resurrection is gone, unfortunately. No res, no res, no res, no res. So, for the sake of keeping the remainder of my party alive, you can avoid death penalty quite easily by doing this. Get it! Get the money! you can just have your guys flagged. You know, we probably could have just made a run for the dungeon key earlier instead of fighting all those guys. How long have we been here? 10 minutes? Not too bad. This could be going better. This could be going better, but it could also be going much worse. Here we are. Master of Whispers. No death penalty because he uses Death Pact Signet like a boss. That's such a weird place to stick a Spirit of Pain. So here we are. We're going to use this rock as a marker right here. We're going to flag our heroes right there at that rock. And unfortunately that spirit is gone. But you can definitely see we're starting to break them into smaller chunks here. And you can also see that they have a huge range that they'll chase you. Not just a little bit, so... I think we did end up actually taking out... Oh, no, there's the warder way over there. So, Stone Summit Marksman. Make sure you got your scythe back. And it looks like this little group is going to be by themselves, and we can easily rip them to pieces. And unfortunately that Spirit of Disenchantment popped back up there. And I think we can tear these guys down before we have to run. Some of them. Now we're going to run. Up the hill, up the hill. They can all clump on our spirits if they want. Too many enemies for my comfort. There's that warder. There, that's him. So if they come up the hill after us, then we're going to want to kill them. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and... Nope. Favorable engagements. We want them where we want them. There we go. Warder. And we're going to push straight in right there and kill that warder. Oh, priest. If we can kill the priest, then that will be a huge jump in the right direction. And then switch back to that warder. Dead. Distractor. The Pounder will go ahead and hit with Pain Inverter while we got it on hand here. And he will go down like a pounded little sack of potatoes. So, good stuff, good stuff. And the only thing left alive here is a Spirit of Disenchantment and a Damned Cleric. Which, though they're level 24, are not dangerous in the slightest. They have like one skill. Heal other, something like that. They're more dangerous if there's more of them. So we can just head on over and grab the dungeon key at this point. And then you have two choices for pushing back up here. You can head this way or you can head this way. And I think it really depends on how much you really want to clean out this entire room. But it's just, they're not Stone Summit here, so you're not going to have to deal with those warders and those priests. It's just some undead. If you do holy damage, then double bonus. Which I think Balthazar's Rage used to do holy damage, something like that, before the update. Yes, clump on me, please, zombie brute. Now I got the Chained Cleric and the Necromancer. I want to make sure that neither of them are able to do much effectively. Zombie Horseman. Hand axe. And we're home free here. Easy peasy. There we go. Shadow Song. Cute. And I just like picking these guys off because it's really a pain to have them at your back. I mean, they're high level, level 22. But we don't need to engage any of those guys, I don't think. You could. Actually, we do not. We do not need to encounter them. So if you can stay away from this group, which it looks like might be the hardest group to avoid. They have a warder. And we're just going to head over here and get that warder with Pain and Border. Oh, no! Hopefully he got Sandstorm on me. It looks like we got Sandstorm on him. Insidious Parasite. Jerk. So there we are. Dungeon lock. Now that we're out of combat, we get an armor bonus. And you can do some funny things with these walls here. Zombie Necromancer. There is a warder right there. Oh, Elias just got torn up. That is not a favorable engagement. We're going to back up. Elias and Master of Whispers. We are definitely going to back up. I think this is an example of where they can use the walls to screw you over. We need to back up a little bit more because they're chasing our spirits. Keep flagging them back, keep flagging them back. And we're safe. That's just too many. Too many. We need to let those guys split up again. Don't you dare run up there. Oh boy. Oh boy. Perfect. I think we can survive this if we do it right. Probably not. Necromancer. Oh, oh, nope. Don't you idiot, Xandra. Come back. See, we just attracted more. We bit off more than we could chew. Xandra? Oh, you idiot. You stupid, stupid Xandra. I told you come down here, but you didn't listen. And I think we might actually have the advantage here. Looking like it. The Dragon gone, Bone Fiend. Yes, yes, I think so. So we just need to hit the Zealot. And we're encountering the Warder now. So back on out. Try to actually hit that on spots that's not inside walls. And hope that the Warder is an idiot. I don't know if we can get this, but may as well try. Go back. Light and fires, light and fires. So I don't remember this particular spot being such a difficult engagement, but what you gonna do? An Insidious Parasite could be a pain. Wow! So watch out for that. Insidious Parasite, that's the one where every time you hit with an attack, the caster gets to drain some of your life. So, He's recasting it. That's the Contaminator right there. So let's go ahead and hit him with Pain Inverter, because that's the best I can do. And it looks like the Zealot. So look at that. Even with 3 of our party members dead, including our Minion Master, our Signative Spirits caster, and one of our most powerful healers, we did manage to pull that into a series of favorable engagements that allow us to come through in that battle. Good news. I don't know why the Zealot is so resilient. Blood Renewal. Aha! There we go. Tribal Spear. Resurrect Xandra. What's our time at? Whew! 21 minutes. And Elias, you're up. We just need to pick off these spirits, because that's actually all that's here. And they actually do burn. It's kind of fun. So this weekend is Diablo 3. Next weekend is Guild Wars 2, baby. The non-NDA Guild Wars 2 also. So I'm going to be able to make some videos. It's going to be awesome. Oh yeah, we just have a bunch of chained clerics up here. This is like Christmas in July. Look at that. Not a hard engagement. That's refreshing. So you remember, my death penalty was like 25% or something like that. And we've got it back up to 11. For one thing, when you get 25 kills, if you've reached the point that I have with your title, you gain, I think it's 5% morale boost every time you kill 25 enemies or something, which really makes it easy to stay alive for extended periods of time. So this is a relatively small group. I think the Summoner is what we're going to want to take out first, followed by the Necromancer. And the Summoner again. I don't like you, Zealot. I don't like you at all. Faithful Intervention. Oh my god, who's resurrecting all these guys? Well, there's that. Ooh, see, there we go. Now I'm at 1%. Exactly as I was saying. Okay, here's an area where you get a little bit of a couple of choices here. I think this spot where we're standing right now is a great point for an engagement, but you don't want to get the nearest enemy as much as you want to try to... There we go. Lure up people that won't cause you to lure up more people, basically. Which is to say, don't just attack the guys down there. Try to Warder. Resurrection Signet, huh? Well, go ahead and resurrect your guy, and then I'll kill you. Exactly. Exactly. They've all got Resurrection Signets. One of the ways to deal with this is to just bring Frozen Soil. I think I had mentioned that in the last video, but I don't really like using Frozen Soil. I've never had particularly good luck with it. I feel like it gets in the way of my ability to keep my heroes alive more than it actually prevents them from doing what they're trying to do. So the bottom line, I believe, is that bringing Frozen Soil has done more harm than good for me in the past. So I just don't use it. And so we're still going to be trying to sticking to these clumps of enemies because AoE is incredible and amazing. And we're going to go ahead and get close enough to this Beacon of Draknar to activate it. And that way, if we do end up dying along here, we don't have to march all the way from down here. We can start up here. And none of these groups are actually going to be so particularly difficult. It looks like a lot on the map, but it's because they're all spread out. And you don't really have to worry about pulling. Ooh, except for this warder. You can let your guys spread out a bit too. That warder should hopefully kill himself momentarily. I was not paying attention there. And, oh, I guess they do have more than one skill. I wasn't using it before. How did so many clerics get clumped together? They can't even move. Crypt Slasher. Oh, there we go. More armor. Now we're dangerous. We got 2 clerics right over there. I believe Selvetarm is a necromancer boss, if I recall correctly, which is why we have all these crazy undead and stuff. He's a dragon, and we're gonna go kill him in a minute here. You can see we're getting closer, closer. Just keep on pushing your way up. We're through all the hard stuff, basically. That's what's happened. Spirit of Disenchantment. We'll try to pretend that we don't care. Is that there's no warders? No warders. So we'll just try to pick off these zealots because they pretend they can heal. They managed to heal themselves better than anything else. And the defender's actually quite resilient as well. They've got some good builds. You can do, like with the Flame Djinn, I've always found that to be one of the most dangerous enemies in the game. And so I took I just basically went on the wiki and just stripped their builds straight from their skill bar and put it online. So when I use fire magic, at least after the change, because I used to always use Double Dragon when it would actually give you the bonus to your... Eek, what is going on? Double Dragon used to give a bonus to your fire magic, and now it doesn't anymore. It just goes on 2 enemies, because I guess they decided that would be how to do it. So you got to clear out these shock phantoms to open that door, I do believe. So not too much trouble. I do believe. Do you have to kill that Spirit of Pain? Ah, here we go. Here we go. They keep coming. And we keep murdering them because they all appear right next to each other. And again, just try to target whichever one's closest to the middle. That's brutal. Crypt Wraith, Crypt Slasher, I think we're about through with this. How many more? Anybody else? Anyone else? Yep, there we go. Restless Dead. So in hard mode, you might imagine that you want to stand back a little bit so that you don't get instantly surrounded. But in normal mode, I've always found the best way to deal with these groups is to just be on top of them. You got spirits everywhere, you've got minions everywhere, and they can't even move around. What we can do while we're here is get this locked chest open. I did retain my lockpick, even though it gave me crap from it. More? Anybody else? Come on. We got 2 Wells of Suffering right here. May as well pick off the Spirit of Recuperation. Am I missing something? Oh, there it goes. Okay, the door just opened. And a lot of crap just appeared, so we're going to actually camp out this doorway, because that's a great point of engagement. And we are going to hit this Shock Phantom rather than Selvetarm himself. But I think we might actually hit Selvetarm. Nope, we got lucky with that one, because I have Splinter Weapon on. He just wasn't quite close enough. And there we are. Generally, with these large groups, it helps to kind of clear off the satellite enemies first. Churning Earth, that's on me. So we have a Warder. No, a Warder. And we're going to hit Pain Inverter on the Warder. And then we're going to move up and kill him. Look at that damage. And Selvetarm is going to go down before you know it, because he's not actually as dangerous as the Stone Summit themselves are. And there we are with more armor, so favorable engagements. It is all about favorable engagements, and you have to kill the rest of his dead before you can actually get his loot. Am I blinded? I was blinded. I'm dealing with Mind Rack, which is difficult. And I'm blinded. We might want to pull back a little bit. We're getting eaten up. Back behind our wall of spirits. And I just leveled, yay, or I just gained a skill point. And pulling back just a little bit there immediately gave us a huge advantage. And there it is, Chest of the Slaver. So you can, we're gonna just go ahead and clean out these guys just so they don't get in our way while we finish up here. Because it's distracting to try to talk with a bunch of enemies trying to kill me, so. Grip Wraith dead, and then we've got the Shock Phantom here, and I'm going to go ahead and hit that one with Pain Inverter. So while they're sitting there disabled on the ground, dying. Done! So here are Chest of the Slaver. What do we get? What do we get? Woo! Clouded Spear. Hey, that's not too bad. Decent, decent. I'm cool with that. Is that armor +5? I think the armor +5 by itself there, that's the max. That may be the max for that. It's either +5 or +7, but I think the +7s might be like while enchanted or something, or versus physical damage, that sort of thing. I think the +5 is max. So that can be good. So there we are. We have defeated Selvetarm, and I can't figure out how to get back to just the Slaver's Exile, because you can't go back through the door. It won't let you, I don't think. And I mean, normally when you open the chest, it completes the dungeon, and you can do whatever you want from that point. But here, there's nothing. So is there like a secret door that I don't know about? Secret door? There doesn't appear to be. So. I don't know. Ooh, what's down here? Looks ominous. In any case, the next section that we're going to be doing is Forgerite, who is the big scary fire elemental as boss. And just to give you a heads up, in case you try doing it before I do, the big change that we're going to have there is we're going to swap out Ward against Melee for that doesn't work when you're not in town. Here we are, Vec. Ward against Melee is going to be changed to Ward against Elements, because that's going to give us a significant advantage, I do believe. Ward against Foes can be fun too, but Ward against Elements and Ward against Melee are basically the two things that I'll switch out there. And Ward of Weakness always keep in, because it's OP, it's fun, it's good stuff. And that's going to be that. So I'll get this video up, and I'll do that one probably this evening, unless I'm caught up playing Diablo 3, and you will see me later.